friends, the time has come. Arturia's MiniLab 3 versus AKAI's MPK Mini Mk3. Personally, these are my two favorite entry-level MIDI keyboards, and they're the two that I see the most people kind of deciding between when they're picking out their first controller. So let's compare. I'm going to walk you through the different features of each of these MIDI keyboards, and you can help me out by letting me know in the comments below which one of these is your favorite. Both of these keyboards feature a 25-key velocity-sensitive keybed. And when comparing these two, you really are deciding between two really solid options. AKAI's latest Gen 2 keybed was a feature they were really focused on improving, and they did a great job. These keys have a really nice feel. For me though, Arturia does have the slight edge in this category. Their high quality keybeds are something that they're known for, and these keys really offer a great playing experience. MiniLab 3's keys are also about 1/4 of an inch longer and a fraction of an inch wider. The size difference is definitely noticeable, but the difference in key size really isn't the biggest factor swaying me one way or the other. If you are looking for the better entry-level keybed or keys playing experience, I would definitely check out MiniLab 3. AKAI's MPC-style drum pads are definitely an iconic staple in the beatmaker community. The 2 rows of 4 pads layout definitely has some advantages when you're finger drumming. It allows you to incorporate your thumb, as silly as that may sound, but it also allows you to hit different combinations of pads because they're laid out this way. The pads on MiniLab 3 are much smaller than the MPK Mini pads, and they're also in this single row layout. And this single row layout definitely does change the finger drumming experience a little bit. This layout doesn't bother me, but I am still a little more partial to the MPK Mini's pad layout. MiniLab 3's drum pads are RGB backlit, so you can change the color of each pad, which is fun, I guess. MPK Mini's drum pads are backlit, you just can't change from the red color. And of course, both sets of drum pads are velocity sensitive. Similar to the keys, both of these controllers have great drum pads, but if finger drumming is a large part of what you do, or one of the main reasons you are getting a controller, I would definitely check out the MPK Mini. Hey, if you're enjoying today's video, please hit that like button for me, help this video reach more people, and make sure you enter my MiniLab 3 giveaway by subscribing to the channel and leaving a comment on this video. Thanks. Now, I want to touch on the mini displays here because these screens are going to get demonstrated further as we start to talk about some of the other features. Both of these screens serve their purpose as well, and they're really just designed to give visual feedback and readouts for whatever feature you're using on the keyboard. So if you hit a pad, you'll get a velocity readout. If you turn one of the knobs, the screen will let you know what you're controlling or give you a value readout. I do give the slight edge to Arturia in this category. The screen is just a bit brighter, and personally, I just find the font a little bit easier to read. Arturia's display also has some fun little animations, which is purely aesthetic, but worth mentioning. And you'll see more from these screens in the next few sections. Now, each of these keyboards have a built-in Arpeggiator, which isn't going to be a huge feature for everyone, but it's definitely nice to have right on the controller. They're similar in the sense that both keyboards have each of the Arpeggiator controls mapped to one of the 8 knobs. The MPK keeps all of the Arpeggiator parameters on the screen at once, which just makes it a little bit harder to read, while MiniLab 3's screen changes depending on which Arpeggiator parameter you're controlling. MPK does have some ARP shortcuts mapped to each one of the keys. So for example, you could select the exact division, mode, octave, or swing that you want without having to cycle through those options with the knobs. So that's definitely a nice feature. For pitch and modulation, AKAI has their 4-way thumbstick. I've said before, I don't have a problem with this thumbstick. I find it really easy and intuitive to use, but both pitch and modulation are mapped to the same control. So it is possible that you'll trigger pitch when you're trying to trigger modulation and vice versa. It's just something that you get used to, and I really don't find it to be an issue at all. MiniLab 3 uses touch strips to trigger pitch and modulation, which are really simple and easy to use. Both keyboards also have octave controls. However, with MiniLab 3, you can use your octave controls to also transpose the keyboard. MiniLab 3 also has this hold button, which allows you to sustain notes similar to using a sustain pedal. And that button also doubles as a chord feature. So you can program a chord and then trigger it with a single key press. MiniLab 3 also has some transport controls. So if you want to stop, play, record, turn on cycle, you can do all of that right from the controller itself. Both keyboards also feature 8 endless encoder knobs, and these can be mapped to control different parameters in your DAW or in your software instruments. And MiniLab 3 has taken it a step further by adding 4 faders, which MPK Mini does not have. These knobs and faders also pair with this browser control knob to control Analog Lab and various different parameters in your Analog Lab presets. Now, on the back of the keyboard, MPK Mini features a sustain pedal jack as well as your USB input. MiniLab 3 also has a sustain pedal jack. It has a USB-C input, but MiniLab 3 also features this MIDI out port, which is one of the big differences between these two keyboards. So this allows you to control things like hardware synthesizers and drum machines with your MiniLab 3. And if you're just starting out, this feature may not seem like something you're going to use very often, but having that option and also giving yourself the ability to have this keyboard grow with you, so to speak, I think is really cool. Both of these have a very similar build quality. The housing is made of plastic. They have a similar weight. And of course, if portability is a key feature for you, the clear choice is the smaller, more compact MPK Mini. Prices tend to fluctuate, but at the time of shooting this video, these are also both similarly priced. MiniLab 3, because it just came out, is slightly more expensive, but I'll be sure to put links in the description below to the best prices that I can find. Now, MPK Mini comes in multiple different versions, and each version adds on some additional features. So make sure you check out this video right here if you are interested in going the MPK Mini route. And if you want a more in-depth look at MiniLab 3 and a demo of some of the features that we talked about today, make sure you check out this video over here. But thanks for hanging today, my friends. This is Patrick. I will catch you in the next video. Peace.